Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
This tournament is a way to honor Jerome and all the shooting victims of that tragic day. Just trying to make something good come out of that horrible, horrible day.
Nearly 1 year after a mass shooting at a Rockford bowling alley, community members come together to remember those involved. And a suburban Chicago mall's back open after a Thursday shooting left 3 holiday shoppers hurt. Investigators explain how they believe the violence played out. Plus, the halls of a Rockford hospital are filled with music on this Christmas Eve. The man and woman bringing the holiday cheer help patients heal with song.
District 2 in unison route to John Carter. And when another unit gets on scene, just advises you need another company. It sounds like mass casualties there.
1 year ago Sunday, a gunman walked into Rockford's Don Carter lanes and opened fire. 6 people were shot, including 2 teenagers. 3 people died: 65-year-old Thomas Furseth, 69-year-old Jerome Woodfork, and 73-year-old Dennis Steinhoff. A U.S. active duty Special Forces soldier was arrested inside the bowling center. Police say officers found the 2 guns used in the shooting in a hidden bag. Good evening and Merry Christmas Eve. I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi is off tonight. Many of those at Don Carter's the night after Christmas 2020 were regulars. That includes Jerome Woodfork, who was on a bowling league. Today, the bowling center honored his memory with a tournament. Michelle Rave stopped by. Michelle, all the proceeds go to a scholarship in Woodfork's name.
That's right, Eric. This tournament has been happening for over 30 years at Don Carter Lanes, but this year it's been renamed after Woodfork, who is very well known in the bowling community. It was a full house at Don Carter Lanes as dozens signed up to be part of the Jerome Woodfork Memorial 9-pin no-tap tournament. Kurt Chavo knew Jerome personally and is happy to honor his longtime friend.
A friend of pretty close to 50 years and a longtime competitor on the lanes, and what a great guy. I mean, we all miss him, but he's here in spirit today. I can just feel his presence when we come in here.
The tournament also serves as a fundraiser. All the proceeds collected will go to a scholarship to help a local high school bowling senior.
This idea was just a natural fit. This tournament is around Christmas. The tragedy was around Christmas. So it was a perfect fit to be renamed in Jerome's honor.
Don Carter General Manager Brad Summer says it was important to do something for all 6 people shot last year.
And this tournament is a way to honor Jerome and all the shooting victims of that tragic day. Just trying to make something good come out of that horrible, horrible day. There's not a day that goes by that, I walk in here and you're not reminded of that day.
Chavo says he'll always remember the impact Jerome made on the bowling community.
Jerome had a few years on me, but I was a little kid growing up watching him bowl in the City League and stuff, and watching him trash talk his way to victories and stuff, and we love that. You couldn't help but just love the guy. I mean, he was just a gracious, giving person, and Jerome, I know he's looking down on us today and smiling.
And that Jerome's legacy will live on forever.
Jerome, we love you, buddy. We miss you, but we know you're still here. So.
In all, they raised over $1,200 today. Summer tells me he hopes they can continue this tradition of honoring Jerome and hopes every year they can award this scholarship to high school seniors. Eric?
Thanks, Michelle. Rockford police say the shooter opened fire downstairs, then made his way upstairs to the bar. Sunday, Alexis Carpello sits down with the Don Carter bar manager. He reflects on that night and the past 365 days of healing. Catch that right here on WTVO, Sunday at 5 p.m. One man is dead after a crash in rural Winnebago County late last night. Sheriff's deputies were called to South Horace Avenue in Cunningham, just north of Levings Park, around 10:40. A car hit a cement pole. The driver was unresponsive and died at the hospital. Right now, it is not known what caused that crash. 2 people are arrested in connection to a stolen car in McChesney Park. Deputies say they found Heather Stevens and Jared Adair in the stolen car at the Casey's on Forest Hills and 173 last night. Police also say they found heroin, meth, ecstasy, and mushrooms in the car. Stevens and Adair are charged with possession of several different drugs. Adair also is accused of unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle. A suburban Chicago mall reopens less than a day after 4 people were shot there. The violence happened Thursday evening at the Oakbrook Center Mall. Police say 3 men were involved. 2 of the suspects fired handguns at each other. 3 women shopping at the mall were caught in the crossfire. They survived. One of the suspects was hit in the legs and back. He's being treated at a hospital and is in custody. A second man was also arrested. He's not believed to be one of the shooters. Police say they're still looking for this person who they say did open fire.
I can tell you that these offenders, speaking on behalf of our state's attorney, will be fully prosecuted. And we need to send a message that we don't tolerate this kind of crime in our county.
The mall was locked down for hours while officers searched for the suspects store to store. No charges have been filed yet. Hundreds of flights have been canceled across the country because of staffing shortages due to the spike in COVID-19 cases. That includes more than 50 out of Chicago's O'Hare. Only 1 has been canceled out of Midway. Delta and Lufthansa are also dealing with cancellations. This comes as airports handle one of their busiest days of the year. Chicago remains under a travel advisory with a total of 47 states and 2 territories now on the city's warning list. This is the second holiday season of COVID, and numbers are still high. Last Christmas Eve, the state of Illinois reported just over 7,000 new cases. Yesterday, there were nearly 19,000. Local hospitals have been warning of this increase. Staff at OSF Saint Anthony in Rockford hope music helps soothe those stuck in the hospital this Christmas. Meet Deacon Armando and Sister John Mary. Both are with the hospital's pastoral care department. They offer support to patients and families. The duo have been singing and playing guitar throughout the hospital all week. Before COVID, a group of carolers sang, but they had to stop, so this duo decided to take up the tradition. They started in the lobby, then go floor to floor spreading Christmas cheer.
The experience of just music and song, and then just this whole blessed season of Christmas fills them with a lot of comfort, I think.
Yeah, we've had several mission partners and patients come up to us and say that it really brought them all out of joy to see us come in our get-ups and with the music, and a lot of people end up crying just because it touches them, moves them pretty deeply.
Music can be very powerful like that. OSF's also celebrating its staff. Earlier this week, directors made an assembly line to put together cocoa cups. Those include hot chocolate with peppermint, chocolate chips, marshmallows, and candy. Those cups are then handed out to everyone working today and tomorrow. The President and First Lady spend a part of their Christmas Eve at a children's hospital in the nation's capital.
Good boy.
Wow.
Patients at the Children's National Hospital got a chance to show their Christmas lists to the Commander-in-Chief. The President visited with those kids, shared stories from the White House. At one point, he showed pictures of the first family's new dog on his phone. Then they both sat down to read a version of The Night Before Christmas. And the first family polled the crowd about what they want to be when they grow up.
I got one question, Joe. Oh. How many of you want to be a doctor?
Oh,
Victoria
does.
How many of you want to be a nurse? Well, I tell you what, that's great.
And what do some of the others of you want to do? What do you want to be? Liam, what do you want to be?
Chef, all right.
That.
The Children's National Hospital says this is the first time a sitting president has ever visited the hospital on Christmas Eve. Mr. and Mrs. Biden will spend the rest of their holiday at their home in Delaware. At the Vatican, Pope Francis celebrated Christmas Eve Mass. An estimated 1,500 people filled St. Peter's Basilica. The church can hold 20,000. The midnight Mass actually began at 7:30. That's a holdover from last year when the service had to end before Italy's COVID-19 curfew. In his homily, Francis urged the faithful to focus on the, quote, littleness of Jesus and remember that he came into the world poor without even a proper crib.
Well, good evening, everyone. We have been dealing with a very warm Christmas Eve, and we're just 1 degree away from potentially tying a record temperature here in Rockford. But as we take a look at the Mercy Up Skytrack weather camera, things look pretty quiet, but you may notice the road is a little shiny. We've seen some mist and some drizzle over the last couple of hours, and we keep that in the forecast as we head throughout the night into tomorrow morning. And that brings us to our Christmas forecast, because today, well, we saw temperatures reach 54 degrees, but tonight we'll be down toward the mid-30s. Again, some drizzle possible, but as we head throughout Christmas Day, outside of some drizzle in the morning, we are talking about mainly cloudy conditions and temperatures reaching into the mid-40s. So it will be a warm Christmas for us here in the state line. Now, temperatures at the moment still sitting anywhere from the upper 40s toward the mid-50s. The warmest locations include Rockford, Dixon, and also Sterling at 57 degrees. It's cooler toward the north and west. And when we take a wider view, we notice a lot of warmth farther to the south and west. Places like Kansas City sitting in the mid-60s at this hour, Joplin, Missouri in the low 70s. So it's a lot of warmth out there, and we're benefiting from some of that warmth pushing in our direction. Now, I did mention that we saw temperatures today reach 54 degrees. The record for today is 55 degrees, so we're just 1 degree away, but I don't necessarily know if we will actually reach it now that the sun has set and we're talking about cooler conditions from here. So here's a look at the wind. The wind was a big factor in helping to warm us up. It's much lighter now. We are talking about lighter wind as we head throughout the night. And when we take a look at the day planner, it shows that temperatures will fall from the low 50s towards 6 p.m. toward the mid 40s by midnight, and then we'll cool off from there. Now, at the moment, the radar is showing that we are mainly dry, but again, we have had some moisture out there, even some patchy fog. When we take a look at weather across the nation, a lot of the southeastern United States, eastern United States, pretty quiet, well into the deep south and in Texas, but we are noticing more wet weather activity across parts of the Rockies and also into the northwest United States. But for us, we're talking about a limited rain threat this evening, potentially some showers moving nearby overnight, but even this model showing less of that happening. And as we head through our Christmas Day, at this point, we're talking about mainly quiet conditions. This model is showing clouds clearing out. I do think we'll keep clouds around still for most of the day. So as we look beyond Christmas Day, we are talking about some rain showers and even some snow chances creeping into the forecast for next week. We see that showing up as we head toward late Sunday into Monday, and then we'll see another storm system traveling to our south, but close enough to bring us more rain as we head toward Tuesday. So we are starting to enter a more active period when it comes to our weather. And when we look at the weather setup overall, we see that ridge more or less set up across our region, meaning that this weekend will likely be above normal. So tonight we're down to 36 degrees, mainly cloudy, some drizzle out there. Tomorrow we are talking about temperatures reaching the mid-40s. Officially, we're going with 45 degrees in Rockford. And as we take you to the 7-day forecast, it shows that, well, for Christmas Day, again, we'll be in the mid-40s. Pretty pleasant if you want to go out and play some football with the family. But then after that, we're talking about quieter conditions and then wet conditions to start the next holiday week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
We've seen Justin Fields and Andy Dalton start games for the Bears this season at quarterback. Now it's Nick Foles' turn. Foles will start Sunday in Seattle because Fields can't go on his ankle that he injured Monday night. Fields hasn't practiced the last 2 days. Andy Dalton can't play because he's dealing with a groin injury, so Foles is the guy. He hasn't taken a snap this season, but Nagy is comfortable going with Foles.
For situations like this, there's not a lot of teams that in this situation can go to a quarterback like Nick to be able to help you win a football game and feel really good about it. And Nick does that. You know, Nick always stays very involved in meetings and practice. With all the experience he has, he can come right on in and have a day like today in red zone practice and some of the other team periods and look sharp.
Fields will dress Sunday and serve as an emergency backup. Nagy also said Jermaine Ifedi will start ahead of Larry Borom at right tackle. And the Packers will have Kenny Clark available for their game tomorrow against the Browns. He came off the COVID list today. The Browns brought several guys off the COVID list, including Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry. The Packers will be going for a season sweep of the AFC North against the Browns. They've already defeated the Steelers, Ravens, and Bengals. This will be only the third time in Packers history that they've played on Christmas Day. The last 2 times were 2005 and 2011, both against the Bears. Rodgers says he's cool with giving up part of his holiday to spread some Christmas cheer to NFL fans and Packers fans.
Look, we're in the entertainment business, and it's sports and it's competitive, but we are also entertainers. So to be able to entertain on Christmas, I think is a good deal. Maybe you feel that way when it's a home game a little bit more than if it was a road game having to travel. We're playing an early afternoon game, so there'll be plenty of time to enjoy the holiday festivities.
You want to spend a good chunk of your holiday weekend tuned into Fox 39. Christmas Day at 3:30, we've got that Browns-Packers game. Then Sunday at 3:05, the Bears against the Seahawks. Just when you thought the Bulls were clear from COVID, this morning head coach Billy Donovan went into NBA health and safety protocols, so he won't coach Sunday night against the Pacers. Assistant coach Chris Fleming will run the team. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Man, so close to that record.
Yes,
One
exactly.
degree
One
off.
degree. Yeah, it doesn't look like we'll make it, but I was pretty impressed that we were still rising in temperature as we went through 3 p.m. and even 4 p.m.
And no sunshine today. That was really just that warm air advection on that strong southerly wind.
Yes.
Bumped us up to the mid-50s Christmas Eve.
Exactly, yes. Something that we don't see too often
right
there in the wintertime, but I think people will enjoy it, especially the folks who love warmer weather. But here's a look at the First Warn Interactive Radar, brought to you by Rockford Auto Glass and more. It shows that moisture is out there, but it's right now in Wisconsin. We are talking about some limited rain chances as we head throughout the night, mainly drizzle and even some fog. Temperatures down toward 36 degrees. So enjoy it and enjoy your Christmas holiday.
Thanks, Marcus. And speaking of enjoying, before we leave you, here is a sneak peek of our Sounds of the Holidays special. You can catch that tomorrow morning at 11 over on Fox and then at noon here on WTVO. This is Stillman Valley High School. Stay safe.